Welcome back, YouTube. I am Howie from PokemonKing.com, and I'm very glad that you're going to watch one of my Wi-Fi battle videos. Today we are taking on our good friend Kanye in an RU battle. This is the second battle in our RU series. If you want to see the other two, the first and the third, because the third will be in the description as well soon, maybe not yet, but if you want to see the first battle for sure, possibly the third depending on when you're watching this, and the team building video, check the links below. Also follow all of our social media, including my YouTube channel. Please follow all of them. If you do follow YouTube, keep in mind you do get thrown into drawings every month for all sorts of different prizes, namely our Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire fully loaded games that you can find at PokemonKing.com. Anyway, we are taking on, as I said before, Kanye in an RU battle. And we're going to take a look at what his team is and what our team is as I change the display to both the upper and lower display so you can see both. Okay, my opponent is bringing a Ambipom, a Magneton, Hitmontop, Aromatisse, Banette, and Cobalion. Cobalion is a major threat. That jumps off the page right away, as is Mega Banette. Also, Magneton is probably running the Eviolite, if I had to guess. Possibly the Choice Specs, now that I think about it, because that would actually still be really powerful in RU, but probably is a defensive set. Common weaknesses that I see on my opponent's team. I see not much. I see 2 ground type weaknesses and no resist as well that I might be able to take advantage of with real danger, my Steelix. And I see 1 fire weakness, 1 psychic, a couple fighting type weakness, 3 fighting type weaknesses. I don't know how I missed that so badly. 1 resist and 1 immunity. Plus an Intimidator, so not bad. My team is Johnny Toxin, the Drapion, Fabulous, the Aromatisse, more Repels, the Golbat, the 40 Grit, the Dredgegon, Real Danger, the Mega Steelix. It's also shiny. It's the first shiny Pokemon that I have used in my battle videos. And Ethereal Girl, the Jellicent. So my team is very, very defensive. It's all about controlling the battle and keeping the core of my team together and outlasting. Opening up with 40 Grit for the purpose of the Ambipom. And let's jump into the battle and see what happens. I had some great tacos again today. I think you guys know at this point that I'm a taco fiend, and I went to Tortilleria San Jose, which is a delicious taco restaurant, and I ate like way too many tacos today. Don't even feel bad about it. I also got Mountain Dew. And I'm not even a big pop drinker. As expected, he's going to open with the okay. I read that wrong. I didn't see what he brought out, but he comes out with Knight, a nice clean name for the Cobalion, and I have 40 Grit, which of course is a very abrasive type of sandpaper. What do I want to do against the Cobalion? I think I just want to glare and paralyze something because the Banette's not coming out. Goes for the Stealth Rock, which is fine. I got Defog on the Golbat, so I should be able to get those off the field at some point. Probably when his Aromatisse is out, if I had to guess. Do drop the Paralysis, so this is a good opportunity for us to get our own Stealth Rocks up, as he will probably switch out. Or will he stay in? I forgot to take a picture of my opponent's team again. That's the second battle in a row. You have to remind me for next time so that I don't do it a third time in a row. Goes out into Pisces, which is actually a fish name, but it ends up being the Hitmontop, so I like it. I like the name, and I like the Pokemon. Gets the Intimidate off, and we're going to get our Stealth Rocks down. And if I were a betting man, I would say the Rapid Spin is coming. But I don't care. I'm just going to glare, because I'm seeing an opportunity now to paralyze a lot of my opponent's team. The Toxic does come through, so it is not the Rapid Spin. There's not the Rapid Spin, so he might have anticipated me going out into the Jellicent at that point. Either way, we did not do that, and we were able to stay in now. Once again, the Rapid Spin could still be coming through. I'm just going to go for the Dragon Tail to try to start shuffling. I don't like switching out with Dredgegon until the very end. I like keeping a little bit of health left in case I need to use some Rocky Helmet damage later in the battle. So that's going to drop attack and defense. So Dragon Tail is actually going to do a decent amount because that basically negates the Intimidate that he got off on us when he came in. So it's going to be neutral. He gets a quarter of his health gone from the Rocky Helmet and the Rough Skin, and now he's going to be forced to switch out. So he's already down to half health, even though all he took was a Dragon Tail on that turn. The Ambipom does come back out, and ordinarily, well, the Fake Out is definitely coming through. We know this for a fact. We saw how big of a problem we had with Ambipom in our last battle, but that was Life Orbed, and this one might be Focus Sash, which would be a little bit easier to handle. Now, I think I'm going to go out into real danger in case the knockoff does come through, which it probably won't, but he will take the... okay, so he's just going to straight out switch out, but we are also going to switch out, which this is as good a time as any, honestly, for us to move out of this battle and go into something different, because we basically had a free switch into Steelix, and we have an opportunity now, since he goes out into the Aromatisse, to go for a super effective Steel-type move. And he doesn't have a great switch in for it regardless. Now, Mega Steelix is supremely bulky. And the Gyro Ball, even against Aromatisse, which is a fairly slow Pokemon, should do a lot of damage, because Mega Steelix can pack a punch, and the defenses are superb, so I don't really have to worry about anything that this guy's going to throw at me. Since we resist his stab, which is usually his one attacking move, does switch out, goes out into Knight the Cobalion to take the Gyro Ball, which was a good decision on his part. Now the question that I have for you, sir, is, are you faster than me? My base speed at level 100 is 58. And you're going to take that really well with the paralysis, because your speed is as low as mine. Does show the leftovers, so we don't have to worry about the Focus Sash coming through at some point. But I don't want to get outsped and hit with a close combat. And the close combat is certainly coming through. That much is a given. So, knowing the close combat's coming through, I think it might be time to switch out into 40 Grit. Into 40 Grit is what we're going to do. And we're just going to get some damage off so we can get a free switch in. Actually, I probably should have saved 40 Grit. This isn't a terrible play. I just didn't really have a good option at this point. Is going to Focus Blast. Wow, so specially based. Specially based. So the Focus Blast is coming through. I don't know what to do with that information. I feel like Dragon Tail is the right move, but knowing that he's a specially based Pokemon, I think I should just go out into Johnny Toxin. Because I can Whirlwind. And I'll take a Focus Blast really well. And his secondary move is probably... I don't know. I've never actually gone up against specially based Cobalion. I know he's a lot more popular this generation. I just haven't seen a lot of them. Volt Switch. Okay, so he's going to try to steal some momentum. That's not a bad move, because that probably... I don't think I actually would have taken out Druddigon, but it might have had a chance. Now, Druddigon is specially defensive, though, so we probably could have taken that and just went for a Dragon Tail, which would have been our best move, because now we gained Switch priority. And if we would have went for the Dragon Tail and survived that Volt Switch, we would have maintained that priority, which is so critical early in the battle. Now, the Mega Banette does come out, and I said Mega Banette because that's what it is. It's always Mega Banette. And I think the Mega Evolution is coming through, but I don't think I care, because the knockoff is going to be super effective either way, and I think it's based on the damage we saw it do on the Banette in the previous battle. I think it might be a 2-hit KO, so I'm just going to hang out. He might go for the Will-O-Wisp, but if that's the case, I'm alright with it, because I have my Cleric in Aromatisse that can remove that burn. We do see that we outspeed, and that does do substantial damage. That is a 2-hit KO. So the Will-O-Wisp comes out, and now we are out of 2-hit KO range. My question for you is, does Mega Banette have recovery? And I'm just not sure if he does. Either way, should I just taunt? I think I should. What sort of tricky stuff can Mega Banette do? Does he get... I'm not familiar enough with Mega Banette to even know what he's going to attempt. I think I just want to attack him again. It's going to go for knockoff. Okay, goes for Destiny Bond, so thank goodness we are burned. I never thought I'd say that. But we see that it does not take our opponent out, which is a good thing. It's actually a very good thing, because we don't want to lose. We don't want to lose our Drapion to that Destiny Bond. So how do we work around it? How do we work around the Destiny Bond? You know what? I think we are going to have to sacrifice something, and I'm going to take this opportunity to get down a layer of Toxic Spikes, and maybe 2. Goes for the Destiny Bond again, so this gives us a perfect opportunity to set up some Toxic Spikes. And we're actually going to be able to put down a second layer too, which is good for our team, because obviously we depend heavily on the residual damage of Toxic Spikes. Even though 2 of his Pokemon are paralyzed, one's about to die, and one cannot be affected by the Toxic Spikes because he is Steel type, and that is the Magneton. There's still 2 Pokemon that very much will not appreciate those things. So the Mega Banette goes out, and it will die on the switch in. Clearly the Rapid Spin is coming through now. It's very obvious to me at this point that that's what he's going to want to do. But I'm not worried about it, because guess what? I have a Spin Blocker, and that is my Jellicent, and that's who I'm going to go out into now. The Rapid Spin is just too obvious, because I have the 2 layers of Toxic Spikes and the Stealth Rocks down on the field, and he brings out a Hitmontop. So clearly he's thinking we're going to remove these entry hazards, and clearly I'm thinking, well, that's just not an option. So I'm going to go out anticipating, obviously, the Rapid Spin into Ethereal Girl, the Jellicent, the female Jellicent, and I should be able to block this Rapid Spin. It does remain fully paralyzed. So unless he has the Foresight, which won't really matter, because Scald is a clean 2-hit KO for sure from this range, I think we're going to be in good shape. Well, it might not be with the leftover recovery. We're not, obviously, very offensive at all. Nothing on this team is. We're just going to Scald, I think. Yeah, we're just going to Scald. I could taunt. Okay, so he's going to withdraw. I could have taunted there in case he wanted to go for the Foresight, which might have been the better move or the safer move, but now we know he does not have the Foresight, or he did not want to use it there at the very least. The groupie comes in, is poisoned, badly poisoned, but the aromatherapy is there, and I think that's what he's going to try to do. So what I'm going to do anticipating that is I'm going to taunt. I'm not sure if I outspeed Aromatisse. I'm not sure what Aromatisse's speed is. Actually, you know what? I can find out, because I can compare the speed of my Jellicent to my Aromatisse, and I can figure it out. Even though I didn't really pay special attention to that, because I wasn't concerned about speed tiers, considering how bulky and slow my team is, I can now check that right at this moment. I see the speed on my Aromatisse is 49, and the speed on Ethereal Girl... The speed on Ethereal Girl is 86, so we should outspeed this thing by a mile. So Taunt would be the right move, even though he has a Fairy-type attacking move. Okay, Aroma Veil. Wasn't aware of that. So it cannot be taunted as a result of its ability, which apparently reflects Taunt. So, knowing that, it might be time. That's a bummer. So all of that status that we tried to set up is now gone. And this thing is going to try to pass some wishes if I had a guess. So we have to go out into something that can slam something pretty hard, which is Real Danger, which is Mega Evolved right now and is a Mega Steelix. So we're going to go off into Steelix, as we still haven't lost a Pokemon, neither of us. This is actually a good battle, 14 minutes in. But I think once the pieces start to fall off, things are going to start rolling pretty quickly here. The Mega Steelix does come out, as I said. And he's going to withdraw as well, so good move on my opponent's part. And he goes out into Night, which is also a great move. So, the Focus Blast is real and dangerous. And this thing is no longer paralyzed. However, I think I just want an Earthquake, because I want to know how much it does. Plus, I don't have a good switch in anyway. I really don't. Yeah, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to go for the Earthquake, because he does show the leftover, so he doesn't have the extra bonus from the Life Orb. And we're going to find out how much this does, and if it was a bad decision. Okay, it was a really bad decision. It was also a critical hit. I don't know if it mattered. The bar went really fast one way or the other, so maybe we should have switched out. We actually really should have, seeing the end result now. So now we're in a bit of a hole. I think we should go out and do Ethereal Girl. Man, I wish I didn't throw away my Mega Steelix. That was the biggest fail in this match. I think we just go for the Scald. Or the Will-O-Wisp. Probably just the Scald. See if the Aromatisse comes out. The Volt Switch comes through as expected. It's unstabbed. And we are especially defensive. Well, we're physically defensive, but we have good special bulk, so we take that just fine. And my opponent goes out into... Man, I wonder if that critical hit did matter, too, because if you would have survived that, even with like 25%, we would have been fine. The Scald comes out. Three-way is obviously Eviolite, or is not Eviolite. Could it be Scarfs or Specs? It's definitely an offensive Pokemon because that did way too much. If it was Eviolited, it would not have done nearly that much. So what do we go out into? Do we go into Fabulous? Has good special bulk, but more of a physical wall. Can't go out into more Repels. I think we have to... man. We're in a bad spot, honestly. We're in a bad spot because we don't have anything that wants to take a very strong electric type attack. Or steel type attack. We really don't have anything good for this. I think I'm just going to... man. This is why I shouldn't have let that Steelix go, because if I would have taken a picture of his team, I would have remembered how critical it was that I maintain that Steelix for the sake of a lot of the Pokemon that give my team trouble. That's why you always take a picture. Always take a picture. Every time I forget, I always live to regret it. Alright, well, we're just going to go for the Scald because I don't have a good switch in. He does go for the Volt Switch. We have an opportunity to live that with 2! We live with 2 hit points. So, there remains a glimmer of hope, albeit very small. Brings in something that's... okay, so he brings out the Mega Banette, which is going to go down. We should have just recovered. Man, that would have been the right move. Okay, so Volt Switch, Magneton is coming back out, and we know what he's going to go for. It's going to be the Volt Switch. So that means we can go out into the Aromatisse, I believe. But at that point, I'm thinking Magneton comes out, Volt switches on the Aromatisse, and goes out into the Cobalion, which is a bad situation too. Okay, so he goes straight out into Night, which I don't have a great answer for one way or the other. Is Cobalion really RU, or am I mistaken? Is it really that low down the ladder? I gotta look it up. Because it seems like it should be UU at the very least. Cobalion, X and Y. It is RU. I did not know that. If I make an offensive RU team, I'll definitely be including a Cobalion. I have to get into Fabulous at some point is the problem, but he's just not giving me an opportunity. Okay, I have to sacrifice something, and I think 40 Grit has to go now because it's just not going to contribute much to the rest of the battle. And we're going to die one way or the other on this turn. The Flash Cannon does come out. And that is going to take out 40 Grit. No problem. Gets another crit. Doesn't matter this time. Not sure if the Focus Blast did matter earlier in the battle, but it was my fault for taking it anyway. I should have went out into something different. Regardless, if I would have known that, would have... Okay, so we know his entire moveset. And his entire moveset kind of screws us over pretty badly. So what do we do? I think we have to go out into more Repels. Because at the very least, we'll be able to take one of any of his attacks. And that's really all we can ask for at this point. I think I'm just going to defog. I'm going to defog. Flash Cannon does come through. I think I'll be able to survive it. I take it very well. I take it very, very well. That only did 25%. So I always forget how good Golbat really is. But the bulk is something that cannot be denied. I believe he might have the gall to go for Stealth Rocks right here. I'm just going to Roost. No, I'm not. What am I going to do? I feel like the Magneton is going to come back out. But I don't feel like I can do anything about that because I have nothing to hit it. And everything is so slow on my team. Yeah, the Steelix is really the key to this team. It's like the linchpin. Okay, well, you know what? I'm just going to roost off the damage. Because the Volt Switch is coming and the Magneton is going to come out. Wow, that did a lot. Another crit, but that time it didn't matter again. I was going to say that should have done about the same amount of damage as the Flash Cannon, and it would have were it not for the critical hit. Cheerleader comes out, the Ambipom. Okay, so the Ambipom comes out. And we're going to roost off that damage. We have Infiltrator, but that doesn't matter in this scenario. Do I go out into Ethereal Girl to take the Fake out of the equation? No, I stay in because this is a defensive Pokemon anyway. No, I go out into Aromatisse. I have to because I have to get I have to start recovering some of my Pokemon if I want to have a chance to win this battle. Then the only way to do that is to get some... Okay, so he goes for the knockoff, and that's alright. We're going to resist it. We'll miss the leftovers a little bit. Okay, so he shows Life Orb damage. And should I... I'm going to Aromatherapy to get that burn off of my Drapion is what I'm going to do. Now he's going to withdraw. He's going to go out into the Cobalion, I believe. Nope. Okay, so he's going to go out into three-way. Probably to slap me with a powerful Flash Cannon if I had a guess. And what do I have that would like to take a Flash Cannon? The answer is nothing at all. Except for Johnny Toxin would take it the best, my Drapion. Or do I just stay in? I'm going to stay in and just go for the Wish, because I want to figure out how much this does, first of all, if he Specs or Scarfed. Okay, based on how much damage that did, which was a lot of damage. He could be Spexed. I feel like I got to go out into Johnny Toxin. I do. Because I can take that Flash Cannon or an Electric-type move. He's probably going to go for the Volt Switch if I had a guess. Because Johnny Toxin is my most effective Pokemon now against the rest of his team. And he doesn't have a great answer for it. So if I can keep him healthy, which is going to be difficult based on how much damage that just did, which is a lot. Okay, so he doesn't have a good answer for the Drapion. So I still have a shot, I believe. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? I knock off. I got to start removing items is what I have to do. So we're going to start knocking off to start removing some items from some of these Pokemon. This is the Pokemon that he has the most trouble with. And as long as I can keep Drapion healthy and not burned and screwed over in those ways, I should be alright. Goes out into Pisces. This might be my opportunity now to potentially go back into and recover my Jellicent, which would actually be a pretty big deal. Yeah, I think I have to. I'm going to go on to Jellicent. Hopefully he doesn't choose a move. Usually he only packs a Fighting, a Normal, and maybe Sucker Punch, so I don't think he can even hit me at all. Okay, so he pulls a double switch. Good move on my opponent's part. Goes out into Night, and that was a powerful play. That was a good play by my opponent. He's in a position where he can make plays, and I'm not. I just have to simply be predicting. So with Night coming out, I got to go back into Johnny Toxin because that's the only thing that can take any of his attacks remotely well. And this battle is really kind of starting to slip away because I don't really have a lot of plays that I can make. I only have like 1 or 2 plays that I can make, and he's just going to keep Volt Switching to keep the momentum on his side to keep chip damaging me, which is a good move. Obvious play is going back out into the Hitmontop. Okay, so it's not the obvious play. He goes out into Cheerleader, the Ambipom. So it could be a U-turn. I think once again I should just go out and do Ethereal Girl. He's shown Fake Out. Usually a Ghost is just the right option. Unless he U-turns, this will be an opportunity to get some recovery off. And I think he's going to keep switching. Okay, so he fakes out. He fakes out, and he might have knockoff, though. In fact, they almost always seem to have knockoff. What do I do with that knowledge? What do I do with that knowledge? What happened to my Toxic Spikes? Did he actually get a... Oh, he must have had a Poison-type Pokemon? I don't remember the Toxic Spikes disappearing. What do I do? I have to Scout. I just have to hope he doesn't have knockoff. No, I have to Scout for it. I'm going to go out into Fabulous because she's dead anyway. And this is my opportunity to bring her in and Scout for that knockoff, which he does have. So knowing that, really, I just don't have a lot of options right now. I'm pretty well against it. I think what I have to do is I have to go out into Johnny Toxin and hope he goes back into... I have to bait him to switch into the Hitmontop. So I'm going to pull a double switch of my own and see if it works. I'm going to go back out and do Ethereal Girl and see if I can get some recovery. Does he go into the Hitmontop? He does not. He just goes into Night. Well, rats. Well, on the plus side, Volt Switch might actually... I've been getting a lot of leftovers recovery just by switching in and out here. And I don't think I quite have enough to survive a Volt Switch. I don't think I do. Well, maybe I do. I guess I have to find out, don't I? Or do I can't just go into Johnny Toxin, I suppose. Huh. Nah, you know what? This battle's going on so long. I'm just going to see if I can get the recover off. Does go for the Volt Switch. And that should be enough to take me... Oh, just barely. It was really slowing down. I think I was really... If it would have low rolled, I probably would have been fine. Okay, so at this point, I'm very much against the rope. The only reason this battle went so poorly for me was because I just had to figure out how much a Focus Blast from a freaking Cobalion will do to a Mega Steelix. I don't know why I needed that information. It's totally worthless. And not only did the Focus Blast connect, it was a critical hit, and it probably would have taken me out anyway because that was 4 times super effective. Sometimes I just make really stupid decisions, and you know, when you do that, you just gotta live with it. You just gotta live with it. So I'm gonna go out into Golbat now. Because why not? Doesn't matter. I'm just going to start Brave Birding because at this point I don't really have an opportunity to win. The knockoff is going to remove the Eviolite. The Brave Bird is probably not going to be enough to take him out. And now I'm very exposed on my defenses, which is really the only reason you have a Golbat. Brave Bird does take out Ambipom, so yay. We get 1 KO. But in the grand scheme of things, it's not going to matter very much at all. Did he get a Rapid Spin off? Did I just miss that? Am I like... Do I have like lesions in my brain? When did he get a Rapid Spin off? How did I miss that? Because I had Stealth Rocks and Toxic Spikes up. So that's the other thing I did wrong. I'll have to go back and watch the video and see how that happened because I was under the assumption that I actually had Stealth Rocks and Toxic Spikes up the whole battle. I'm not sure when they went away. Anyway, we'll go back out into Johnny Toxin to take the Thunderbolt, and that's going to be a clean 2-hit KO. It should be, at the very least. Either way, from this range, it's going to be a 2-hit KO for sure, and we don't have the ability to take out this thing, so we're just going to go for the knockoff. I believe my opponent will just Thunderbolt through my team, as would be his best option. The Thunderbolt leaves me with 5 hit points. The knockoff is not going to do enough to take... Wow, it does. I'm surprised by how much damage that did. I should have played better. I just should have played better. That's how I feel. I should have played better. But that's how you always feel after a loss, you know? You always wish you would have done something different. I'm not the greatest Pokemon battler in the world. I'll win some battles. I'll make a lot of good plays, but every now and then, often I'll make really stupid plays too. But you'll learn from it. You'll learn you don't take Focus Blasts from Cobalion when you're a Steelix. That's what you learn. That's if you take anything away from the battle today, that's what you should learn. Obviously, I'm just going to knock off now because at this point he's going to be able to take out the last 2 Pokemon on my team. While this battle's finishing up, I guess I'll do my outro since we're actually over 30 minutes. So I just want to say thank you so much for watching the battle, and go ahead and follow me on all the social media. There's links down below, and you can see them all right there in the video pane as well. Excuse me, that was horrible. And until the next battle, I guess that's all I got. We are 1-1 with this team. We have a chance to finish with a winning record in our next battle video, so watch for that. And if you want to see the other videos that I've used this team in, just check the description below. It has everything. Description has everything. Don't ask me questions. Just go down there. So, unfortunately, we get the loss. Congratulations to my opponent, by the way, Kanye. It was a great battle. I had a lot of fun. You guys take care, and until next time.